Have you ever heard a place whisper back to you? In September 1999, for friends Adeel Khan, Farhan Malik, Saqib Hussain, and Umar Raza set out to conquer a remote peak in Pakistan. Locals called it Whispering Ridge, and not because of the wind. They said the mountain itself spoke to climbers. The team thought it was just a spooky old tale. They were wrong. On their third night, camped at over 6,000 meters, something strange happened. At 2:17 a.m., their satellite phone turned on by itself. The operator back at base camp picked up, but all he heard was slow, heavy breathing that didn't sound human. Then a chilling voice whispered, "Come higher." It wasn't any of the climbers. He tried calling back, but there was no answer. The next morning, Umar was gone. His boots were still in the tent. There were no tracks in the snow, no signs of a struggle. The only clue was his sleeping bag was still warm, as if he had just vanished into thin air. Terrified, the remaining three decided to retreat, but the mountain had other plans. Their GPS failed, and their compasses just spun uselessly. And then the whispers began. They weren't just random sounds anymore. They were voices they recognized. Adeel heard his mother calling him. Farhan heard his little brother. Saqib heard his own voice, begging for help. The mountain was learning their deepest connections, using their loved ones against them. On the fifth night, something snapped in Farhan. He just smiled, stood up, and walked out of the tent, still tied to the safety rope. He never returned. When Adeel went to check the rope, he found it had been cleanly cut, as if by a sharp blade. By this point, Saqib was on the verge of a breakdown. He started recording audio logs, capturing the chilling events. In his last recording, he said, "It's not the wind, it's learning us. It knows how we sound." That night, Adeel disappeared too. No sound, no scream. He was just gone. Saqib was now utterly alone, hunted by a mountain that knew his name. For 3 agonizing days, he hid in his tent, not moving, not sleeping, plugging his ears to block out the relentless voices. He prayed, he pretended to be dead, anything to survive. On the 4th morning, a miracle. A rescue helicopter spotted him, a lone figure waving feebly from the snow. He was saved, but the ordeal was far from over. Doctors in Islamabad found his vocal cords were severely damaged, as if from screaming for days straight, yet no one had heard a thing. Years later, Saqib confessed that the voices never stopped. Not on the mountain, not in the hospital, not even today. He says that every time he closes his eyes, he hears that same chilling invitation, "Come higher." And sometimes he admits he's tempted to listen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe for more unexplained mysteries.